to this episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to following the entire story of One Piece from beginning to end as we focus on each volume. We keep the discussion spoiler-free for new fans of the series, so this is the perfect place to follow along, whether you're new to the series or just want to revisit the world of One Piece with us. This week, we will be covering the first part of Volume 73, Operation Dressrosa S.O.P., which covers chapters 722 through 726. My name is Joel. I'll be your host. Joining me today, we have Evan.
What's up?
And we have Cody.
I don't remember what this acronym stands for, and I'm freaking out about it. So I don't know what it's like to hear it for the first time and not know what it's like. S.O.P.
Well, we'll get it next month.
I was literally just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get next volume discussion, so we don't know it yet. Okay. It's the last chapter of the volume, so. But we have that to look forward to.
Sweet.
Yeah, hopefully it's
at the
really
same
cool.
moment, I was like, wait, this isn't in my notes.
Yeah, I was like, wait. I was not confronted with this. I'm not on the physical anymore, so I don't even see the title. I see the chapter numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's a mystery.
Yeah, sometimes it's like a little weird when the name of the volume is not in the first part that we're covering. So it's like there's like a context that we have no idea why the volume is called this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a fun little surprise for the future. Or it might be underwhelming. Who knows?
Who knows? I certainly don't. And I mean it this time.
Okay, so before we move along, I'm going to read the summary from the beginning of the volume, just to give us a little recap. The crew happens along Trafalgar Law on the island of Punk Hazard, run by Caesar Clown. At his suggestion, they form a new pirate alliance that seeks to take down one of the four emperors. In order to draw Doflamingo's attention, they must first capture Caesar, who is producing the artificial devil fruit that Doflamingo sells to the Emperor Kaido. The crew initially follows Law's orders, but Luffy goes off track by entering a tournament to win Ace's Flame fruit and blasting his way through the prelims. Meanwhile, Law prepares to hand over Caesar, but Doflamingo's clever trap puts him in face-to-face with a Navy admiral. Elsewhere, Usopp's group works with the Tontatas to prepare for the fateful battle with Doflamingo. What will happen next as these storylines collide?
I love how it's like Luffy got a little distracted by joining a gladiatorial fight to the death. Like little sidetracked.
Oh, Luffy. Not again.
Yeah, Luffy's like, oh, normally tournament arc is like the whole arc. He's like, I'm gonna make it a side journey.
Yeah. What did he get into this time?
That lovable scamp. Speaking of lovable scamps, let's get the next part of Caribou's cover story. Caribou's New World, Kihihi, Volume 39, Take Over the Factory, No More Workplace. The proletariat soldiers knock down the weapons factory.
Wow. Did they knock it down, or did Caribou just like ingest it?
I think it's getting ingested into the mud.
Yeah.
It could be both. He's knocking it down by ingesting it.
Is that him? If you look at the factory and on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that him?
Yeah.
I think so.
Like it.
Yeah, that's his torso, and he's kind of just like
wow,
taking it in.
That's wild. What this man has inside of him is disturbing.
Can say that again.
So my question is he taking the factory for himself? So he's like, oh, I'm the hero in the situation, but really he's like, I could use this weapons factory.
Probably. He probably has employees in there too.
Yeah, all you workers, you thought you're free, you come with me.
Jeez.
I don't know what Oda's trying to say about the proletariat right now. I'm getting some mixed signals here.
I don't know, man.
Is it about the corruption of power, or is he really the people's champ? Who knows?
Yeah, that's
the mountains in this. The mountains in this island are so cool. The striped mountains and everything.
Yeah, they make
metal.
me think
like,
of
I really hope we get to visit this world. Pretty cool.
I don't know if we will, because it's probably on a different path in the new world.
Oh, right. That's true.
So this might be the only real look at it that we get.
Yeah.
Counterpoint.
You don't get to gallivant around.
counterpoint, the log pose's shift is split into 3. So it could go a couple different ways. It could be that all 3 just keep on branching out and branching out. But actually, no, they all have to still converge at some point, as evidenced by Crocus. So we don't know which branch this is on. We don't know how many stops Caribou has made. It can be good. We could. We can't say for sure,
It's
but we
possible.
could. You never know. With the
Yeah,
Grand
because
Line, Oda can just do
Jinbei.
whatever he wants, really.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jinbei had initially dropped him off at the G5 base, and then he kind of just took the ship and went rogue. He wasn't necessarily following log pose.
You are right. You are right.
But Drake did end up here. So that would make me think that Drake was following log pose. But that was, pre-time skip. So I get the impression it's probably early on in the New World.
No, yeah, you are right about that. You are right about that.
But you never know. Never know. All right, well, let's get to the chapter. Chapter 722, Royal Bloodlines. As the crowd boos at Rebecca, Cavendish scolds the audience for being so cruel. He slays the crowd and enjoys getting the attention. The battle for Block D begins. The toy soldier gives a speech to the Tantata, telling them the time to restore Riku Kingdom is upon them. As Zoro rushes to help his crew on the Sunny, he comes across Sanji and Kinemon. Violet appears as well and warns Sanji that Gyola has taken control of their ship. Things begin to look bleak as Gyola has now inserted the entire Sunny crew into a painting to be merged, with the exception of Brook, who seems to be betraying his friends. Of course, this was a ruse. He just needed to convince Gyola to turn his violin bow back to normal, which was actually his cane sword. He slices the woman and turns back to normal. Law seems to have been bested by Doflamingo and Fujitora. Doflamingo explains that 800 years ago, 20 kings from 20 different kingdoms left their homelands to form the world government. They became the Celestial Dragons and lived in Marijoa. The Riku Kingdom was established in Dressrosa at this time, but the kingdom that abandoned Dressrosa was the Don Quixote family.
Did I predict this?
I think so. And I think we tried to keep it as ambiguous as possible, but I don't remember too well.
Still, big
Roll
reveal.
the tape.
Big reveal.
Dolphy is a celestial dragon.
Yeah, so his family is from the Celestial Dragons, but Law made the comment before, oh, if you have this much influence, you must be like a celestial, like you'd have to be a celestial dragon to have that much influence, but like that could be possible, right? But yeah, Delphi just gives us like a lore drop here.
Yeah.
But so his family is direct descendants, therefore celestial dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, by blood. By blood. Yes.
By blood.
Yeah. But this would also, by this definition, they said the Nefertaris didn't move up, right?
I think they chose to stay behind when the rest of the, I think they're still part of the world government, but they chose not to join the rest of the kings in Marijoa.
Yeah.
So they stayed in their home kingdom.
Yeah. So there's an alternate timeline where if someone made a different decision 800 years ago, Vivi would be a celestial dragon.
Yeah, Vivi's family could potentially have been celestial dragons if they chose to go to Marijoa like everybody else.
Yeah.
Wild.
But it's interesting that they chose not to.
Yeah. I'm wondering what's up with that. It is a really good point though, because I think this is something that you could have like logically surmised from like just the explanation of the Celestials in Sabaody of like, oh yeah, these 20 kings, they went up to Marijoa, so like, do they still rule? Do they not? And I know it was like, no, let's turn this into a world building. Let's turn this into an antagonist developing moment here. Let's see what we can do with that.
Yeah, so this does give quite a bit of context here for where the world government was founded. Yeah. So this was the creation of the world government. So like, the world existed before as well, but then there's like that 100-year period that we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know what let's say the world was during that time period, and like what events led to these kingdoms forming this world government.
Right. And how long ago was the void?
800 years ago. I believe
it started 800 years ago, or it started 700 years ago.
I think it started 900 and ended.
I think it was 900. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So the void was leading up to the development of the world government.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the world government was formed 800 years ago.
Yes.
So 900 years ago, the 100 years leading up to the formation of the world government is the void.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is the
Thank you for that.
information that the current world government does not want people to know about. So they're actively
Right.
hiding whatever transpired during those like 100 years, what happened, and maybe there's something that they don't want out into the public that doesn't make them look good as to like what they had to do to get this control.
I think something I also
So
haven't really thought as much about as far as that goes is the fact that it's not just one incident that they're hiding. It's not just one specific. It's not
Mhm.
just the foundation. It's a whole century.
Yeah.
Just the amount of events that had to happen in that, especially in the world of One Piece, where so much happens in like 2 seconds. I can't imagine. I cannot
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
just how much there is to it.
yeah, this paints a pretty interesting picture. And so 800 years ago, world government's formed by these families that come from 20 different locations throughout the world.
Yeah.
And then
Kingdoms.
they form the Celestial Dragons, which is like the main core world government body. And then their vacant seats were filled by new dynasties to take over these
Abandoned kingdoms.
abandoned kingdoms.
Yes.
And so Dofi coming back to Dressrosa is technically like reclaiming like he's technically reclaiming it.
Yeah, after his
In a
family
way.
decided to give it up. So they
Yeah, forcibly, not legally, but like but this is reclaiming. This
Right.
isn't him taking it over for the first time.
Like-
his family were initially rulers here.
Yeah, like you can see the logic to it and you could see like why he would maybe think it's rightfully his to take. But at the same time, his family actively made this decision to leave this kingdom and then like have other like kingdoms step up. Like the Riku dynasty is what stepped up and took the place of the Don Quixote family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now he's like, actually, I know we gave it to you guys, but I kind of want it back now.
Here's that one kid on the playground. I want my Pokemon card back, actually. I changed my mind.
The card is worth how much? Okay, never mind. I want that back now.
This is some exciting lore.
It truly is.
This is sweet.
Yeah, anything about the Void Century and like that history, like I'm all for it. And I just want to like get as much information as possible.
I want more lore.
Yeah, this is awesome.
At the beginning of the chapter, so where we left things off, Rebecca entered the stadium and she's getting booed, and Luffy's like, why are they like booing her? And they're like, oh, that's the granddaughter of the previous king, who didn't have a good end to his rule as king. Like Doflamingo came in, like overthrew him basically, and then made him look bad. We don't know like the full details as to like what happened, but we do know that Doflamingo forcefully came in and turned the people against Riku. But then Cavendish, of course, comes in as like the White Knight, and he's like, "How dare you people like boo at her? She's risking her life stepping into the ring." So I kind of love this moment for Cavendish, even though his intentions might not be the best, but the words he's saying I think kind of resonate here, and he kind of gets the crowd to think about it a little bit more, and they're like, "Yeah, know what? Like, you kind of convinces Cavendish, we love you." And then like he kind of just immediately switches like, "Oh, they love me, okay, like they really love me." Like that's like his main focus now. But yeah, what do you guys think of like this moment? Do you think he's being genuine at all, or like some kind of combination?
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like I think the sentiment is something he embodies, and I don't think that he's lying, but I think it is that outside motivation is what's at the core of it. Which honestly, I'm not even that mad at. It kind of humanizes him.
Yeah.
It kind of makes him a little more relatable. I'm like, I'm in the same place as Luffy's like, you're not that bad. I still hate you. You're still fucking annoying, but like, okay, I'm kind of with you now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it kind of gets his head a little bit.
About this, and I was like, yeah, he's good shit.
Yeah.
I do like you. I really like you.
Cabbage puts the I in chivalry. No, I do. I like this scene though, even though he just eats up all the attention at the end of it. He says a pretty impactful speech here. I'm here for it.
Yeah, for sure. And up to this point, Cavendish has pretty much just been antagonistic to Luffy. That's kind of the only like side of him we've really seen,
Oh,
and he seems like petty. But
Yep.
then we kind of see like maybe a little bit more to him, and then he kind of like he leans back more into that's what we expected.
Right before this scene, I love the parallel they draw when Luffy says it doesn't matter what her grandpa did. Like I love the parallel they're drawing there with him and his grandfather.
Mm.
I think Oda did that very gracefully.
Yeah. So something that Luffy can relate to. He just had this experience where somebody held a grudge against him for what his grandpa did. Even though he had nothing to do with it, he had no idea what happened. He had no say in the matter. He had zero involvement of it. Just because his grandpa
Right.
was involved, this guy was taking out on him. So he knows it's not fair to treat these people based on like what their predecessors had done. That's not really fair to hold that against them. They're new people. They're their own people.
And I think I think a tenet of Luffy is like people are judged by their actions. Like he judges people by their actions.
Right.
He sees the injustice in these accusations that have nothing to do with, in this case, Rebecca.
Yeah. Who is a person that he has deemed to be a nice person.
Yep.
Like he's like, this person doesn't deserve this. Even though Rebecca did something pretty mean to him, but she also did something nice to him as well.
That's
Which,
true. He didn't judge her on her actions.
Yeah.
He judged her on her intentions and
Mhm.
her heart.
Yeah,
So
because like he could tell that wasn't who Rebecca was as a person. Like she had a moment of poor judgment, but yeah, he didn't hold that against her as being like, this is who you are as a person. He's not like your mistake defines you. It's like I know that you're a different person than that.
yeah. He's like, you must have a really good reason.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Rebecca didn't really win over the rest of the combatants because they all kind of see her as an easy target. So they want to go after her.
Even if they did, it's a battle to the death. Like there are no allies. There are no allies in the arena.
not long term, at least.
Yeah, not long.
Yeah, they can only be one. But yeah, they just kind of immediately decide to focus her instead. And then we shift over to the flower field with the Tantata forces with a speech from the toy soldier. Their goal is to restore King Riku to the throne because the Don Quixote family, has been terrible to them. So this has been a long time in the making. So it's good timing for the Straw Hats to be here to help out with this operation.
I just love the Tontatas perching on the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Usopp over here scheming. He's thinking to himself, pay close attention to the plan and figure out the best time to escape.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Find your opportunity.
Give me that out. Give me that out.
And then we also have Zoro getting a little bit more information as well. So apparently 10 years ago, the Dressrosa army was wiped out by just 3 men. So it's Treble, Diamante, and Pika. So we've seen Diamante, a little bit of Treble. We haven't seen Pika yet.
I love that we get the little suits, this different card suits here
Yeah.
in the text. It's a nice little touch.
All of which are Spanish for the suits in the card. I know Diamante is a pretty easy cognate there, but just to confirm that all 3 of them are.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sweet.
That adds like a whole nother layer to the names.
Yep. I love the way this panel of the 3 of them is drawn. It's so menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is menacing for sure. I love the top of this page when Zoro the little
The Tontata.
the Tontata says left is how you don't have your swords on. And he said, I can't even tell my right from my left. The Tontata says yes.
He's just discovering this now.
Yeah, he's like, wait, I don't even know my right from my left. That answers a lot. A lot of questions.
In any other series, this would be extreme Flanderization, but for Zoro, it just makes sense.
Right.
It just works here.
Yep. Yep.
Is her name was it Wicca?
Forget.
I think it was Wicca.
Yeah, I forgot.
And what'd you guys think of the scene with Brooke?
Incredible. The Bard comes in for the win here. The Bard comes in and takes down the boss. This was great. Kind of sick though. I mean, the fact that like Viola is turning her subjects into permanent art pieces for her collection is pretty demented. But I do love Brooks coming in here and playing her for the fool and besting her.
He played her like a fiddle.
Played her like a fiddle. Thank you. Oh, so much better.
Yeah, I think this whole like art thing is really cool actually. Like the way that they're being integrated in is really cool, but like the art itself is really drawn in a cool style.
Yep.
It's fun that like Oda's playing around with the art styles and kind of meshing it all in here, and the way he's incorporating the characters into the art itself. You know, as like an experience, I'm sure it's like horrifying, but like, it's a cool effect that he's at least putting on the page.
It is cool. Yeah, this power from start to finish has been just like really visually interesting.
Yeah.
Creative. As it should be. It's an art devil fruit.
Yeah.
And Brooks one-liner at the end, forgive me, I don't know much about art after all. I don't really have an eye for it.
That one made me laugh out loud.
That made me laugh. Yeah, that made me laugh out loud too. That was so good.
Legit one of the top 5 skull jokes. Amazing.
So good.
Yeah, so it's kind of sad that was it Chopper that like thought Brooke was actually betraying them. Brooke, what are you doing? I thought we were friends. And like he probably felt like so betrayed, but Brooke was just trying to help them out.
Yeah.
So he had a plan. He got them out of a jam.
I love that it's Chopper and not Momonosuke. The fact that Chopper's like, I think 17 at this point, Momo was just like a really, really little kid. I love the fact that Chopper's the more naive one in this situation.
Yeah, but I mean, Chopper has always been really gullible, and I feel like
He has.
Oh, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I just still find it very funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
And it's interesting that when she gets knocked out, when Gil gets knocked out, Brooke returns to normal. So we could assume that the rest of the art powers also dispelled.
Yeah.
But Brooke's face goes back to being regular here. So it seems like there might be that downside to this devil fruit.
Right.
Requiring a concentration cast.
Yeah, you guys got anything else for the chapter?
No, this is a great chapter though.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right, let's move on to the next part of the cover story. We have Caribou's New World, Kihihi, Volume 40, Gabiru the Hero. Caribou is celebrated for leading the workers to win their fight.
Still smoking.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe the factory kind of made him like bulge a little bit.
Yeah, took up a little more space maybe than he has.
Might have to digest a little bit more.
There's got to be a capacity. Yeah, there's got to be capacity on this thing.
But as far as everybody else is concerned, they've been saved, so they think he's the hero.
What is this guy gonna do with followers? Dear Lord.
God.
I dread the thought.
Nothing good.
All right, let's get into the chapter. Chapter 723, Change of Plans. Sanji leaves Kinemon and Zoro with the map of the House of Toys that Violet gave him and heads out to save Nami. Zoro and Kinemon stand outside the Coliseum as they try to plot out their next move. Bartolomeo recognizes Zoro. Gladius and Baby 5 discuss Violet's betrayal to the Don Quixote family. The crew on the Sunny manage to defeat Gilua and start moving the ship toward Greenbit. On Greenbit, Doflamingo admits he used to be a celestial dragon, but is not anymore. He takes what he thinks is Caesar's heart, but it turns out to be a random Navy soldier's. While ahead was Caesar's on the ship, Wall uses room to escape with Caesar. He plans to send Caesar to the Sunny while he stays behind to fight Doflamingo on the bridge. Doflamingo heads straight for the Sunny, but thankfully, Sanji arrives in time to stop him.
Ugh. Epic.
One of the coolest panels we've had in a
This
while.
panel is sweet.
So good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Also one of the coolest Sanji moments, I think.
I'd say so.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, just to talk about this 2-page spread here, like Sanji entering and seeing his reflection in Dofi's glasses, and then
Mhm.
the block kick is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And Dofi is like a feared villain, you know,
Yeah.
like he's like one of the stronger people that the Straw Hats have faced, probably the strongest. He has that menace to him because he seems like a bit of a wild card. Like he would just go off and kill everyone on this boat. Like I feel like we know
Yeah.
he's capable of that, which makes him that much more scary. And yeah, so Sanji stepping in is huge here and just a super epic moment. Illustrated
Yeah.
to perfection. This is so great.
Yeah, and we've seen how easily he took care of Smoker. So
Yeah.
Mm.
and that kind of gives us a good sense for like how strong Doflamingo possibly could be. But Sanji looks to be able to at least stop him here. So it's awesome to see Sanji step up.
So sick. This entrance
And
is hype.
yeah, and Doflamingo even says, finally a tough one.
Yeah.
And the crew's so happy he's there. That's all. I feel like we haven't gotten to see Sanji's presence be wanted as much lately. So it's
So
nice.
celebrated.
Yeah, celebrated.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word I was trying to find.
Yeah, it feels like we're starting the Sanji redemption tour here.
Yeah.
Because his character's kind of been like on a downward trajectory for quite a bit, but it
Mhm.
kind of feels like he's working his way back up here.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling it.
I'm also feeling it.
Yeah, so I love this moment at the beginning where Zoro and Kinemon are like clueless as to, like what to do. So they're just sitting outside of the Coliseum. And then Bartolomeo just starts like fanboy out and like he starts crying when he sees Zoro.
I just love another great moment of Zoro comedy where Kimon's like, "Okay, we have to avoid suspicion. Okay, so we cut the wall down. No, we avoid suspicion. We cut it quietly. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not the issue."
Like, oh, I got what you're saying. We do it real quiet. Okay.
I've also missed this
That's-
part of Zoro so much.
Yes.
Yeah, like I know we've talked about like, oh, there's a reason why he's more serious, but like there's still a part in that's just he's just a goon, and it's so nice to see that back here for a second.
Yeah, and that's the brain cell he shares with Luffy. Because if this was Luffy I would have had the same exact thought. It would have been so we cut the wall down then, but then he would have done it immediately. Like he doesn't have the brain of Zoro who's like thinking it through a little bit more. You know,
Who are like,
like
no,
that.
we have to do it quietly. I got you. That's why I'm a reliable one.
Right. That's why I'm your first mate. That's why you can count on me.
Yeah, he's the intelligent one.
Yeah.
God. Oh God. But Bartolomeo freaking out is also so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I there has not been a character in One Piece that has gone from most hated to most loved so
Mhm.
quickly.
Yeah.
He wins you over like as soon as you know his
Yeah.
his deal, he wins you over. But
Immediately.
like yeah, he's like one of like the when you first see his character, he's like one of the most like despicable people. Like, like wow, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, it's me. Huh. I love him.
We have this little exchange with Gladius and Baby 5. So we had seen Gladius before, but we didn't get his name. I think his design's really cool. He looks like steampunk.
Yo. His design is super cool. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
this might be like up there coolest designs cool in my opinion. I love
Yeah,
this
I would say he's up
design.
there. For sure.
Okay.
He's such a cool looking character design. Yeah, this like you said, like steampunk theme. And he's got like Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah, he goes Super Saiyan 3 over here.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 hair. Sick mask, sick fit. And he says, it's people who can't stick to a time or a plan, which are bolded. And so that makes me think those things are important to him. And maybe his devil fruit has something to do with like time, with like the
Okay.
cogs,
Yeah.
in his uniform or
Makes
his
sense.
outfit, which has me even more hyped about him. But yeah, this character design I think is up there for me. Love it.
So what do you think is happening with his hat exploding?
He went Super Saiyan 3 immediately and just ripped right through it.
Maybe it's his hockey. He couldn't control his
Yeah,
hockey.
maybe.
But yeah, it seems like as he's
know.
like thinking, like the hat starts to like inflate, and Baby Five's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you got chill out, you're gonna explode," and then his hat just bursts.
Amazing.
The Don Quixote family's designs really are a mismatch. They
Dude.
are just they're all over the place. I'm not mad at it, but it's like, wow. Usually, I don't know. I feel like they're just more varied than we see in a lot of groups, and I'm curious about that. 'Cause I feel like that's very intentional.
Super diverse, but like super cool. Like I've
Yeah.
really liked all of their abilities, and we even get more of what's her name, Violet, or yeah,
Baby
Violet.
Five or
Yeah.
Violet.
Well, Baby Five is also really cool abilities, but Violet, we get some more insight on her insight with getting to see more of her ability, and it's also really sick, really powerful ability, like this all-seeing eye concept. And we've talked about the kind of like window that she can create before. Yeah, I think like all these Don Quixote family abilities are super cool.
Yeah, for sure. And before we talk about more of Violet's power, I did also want to just kind of mention I thought it was funny here how when Baby Five's telling Gladys to chill out, she also like turns her arm into a blade to try like block block the explosion.
Yeah,
'Cause she's like afraid.
you can tell this is not the first time.
Yeah. But yeah, going to Violet though, yeah. So it looks like she has the ability to see from a bird's eye view. So she's able to borrow the sight of birds, so she can see like over at Dressrosa, and that's how she
Yeah,
can kind of keep tabs on everything. So it's actually really a nifty ability as well.
literal bird's eye view.
Hmm.
Yeah, very cool. I think the way it's illustrated too, the way Oda kind of like almost has this like ghostly bird flying overhead connected through the eyes. It just looks really cool, and
Yeah, it's a nice
um,
visual.
it's a nice visual for a really neat ability.
Do we think the 2,500 miles is correct, or do we think it's mistranslation? Because 2,500 miles, that's like from Los Angeles to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, that's like half the country.
Yeah, that's insane.
As
That's
far as
true.
like meters, though, it feels more like
That's OP.
reasonable. But the power is just OP in itself. So I'm like, if it is 2,500 miles, I am completely here for it.
That's a
That
good
does seem
point.
pretty crazy. I didn't think about
It's
that. Yeah,
that is wild. Yeah, I think I like read that quickly and was like, wow, that's really impressive. But then actually like try to
you think about
quantify
it.
that. Yeah, that's wild.
Let me check what's up in Arizona real quick. Oh, sick.
Hey, how about we check the end of the Grand Line? Let's see where the One Piece is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are still looking for the One Piece? Oh my god.
I found it so long ago. You guys didn't
Found
find
that
it yet?
ages ago. It's right there.
Sanji needs to be like really, really nice to her because she can help them out a lot.
Yeah, she would be
Luffy
a
would be pissed,
huge
though.
asset.
Luffy be pissed
huge
off,
asset.
but yeah.
That's at 2,500 miles. I'm at 25 miles.
Still impressive. Like 25 miles would still be a really powerful ability.
Holy shit. I do wonder if they meant meters, but
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I do wonder what the original text did say. I feel like that's something. If it was a mistranslation, they probably would have caught it for the volume.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, if there's a correction that's needed, they'll like they won't get it in time before it's released in the weekly edition of like Shonen Jump. But when it gets to the volume, like they actually do go in and make corrections. Like there's been times where Oda had drawing mistakes where he had drawn Luffy's scar on Zoro's chest instead, and they fixed it in the volume release. But in
Gotcha.
the weekly chapter, there was an error with the drawing.
no, yeah, actually, apparently it was the original did say 4,000 kilometers, which is about 2,500 miles.
Okay, so it was converted.
So she's
Wow.
she just has insane range, and I Joel, you're totally right too, because there are also like multiple printings of each volume as well, so plenty of opportunities for them to catch it if it were a mistake. So
No, but I mean that does
You're
seem like a crazy amount. So it's gonna be checked that was correct. So
Wow.
I'm just like,
I mean,
how
it is
One Piece world now? Like,
right.
shit, dude.
It is the all-seeing eye, not that like I can see most things. I can see a decent amount. Yeah, that's super powerful.
But there's probably some kind of like limitation. Like maybe she has to be like close enough to or to know like where the bird is. Like she maybe can't just like
Right.
spread like a wide net and hope to find a bird. Like she might have to like it might have to be like, close enough for her to know it's there kind of deal.
This is true.
Um yeah, I don't know. That could me just be trying to justify this, but
There also may just be less birds the further you go down the Grand Line.
yeah.
Or what if it was like a network where it was like you could see the first bird, but then you'd have to see the next bird with that bird, and then continue your sight from line of sight to line of sight to line of sight to line of
Yeah.
sight
Yeah.
for 2,500 up to 2,500 miles.
But I also get the impression that she's not controlling the bird. She's just seeing from like where the bird can see.
Right.
So
Right.
if the birds decide to go in a direction she's not trying to see, she's kind of like, well, that's too bad.
Right.
Just like organic CCTV feeds. Straw Hats also really did a number on Jola here.
Yeah.
Team effort.
On a full
Feels
on
like everyone took a swing. It feels like
Even Momonosuke.
even Momonosuke.
Brooks teaching him form. Wait, is this a bat or is it a rolling pin or is it just? I don't know.
I don't know.
But good for him. His form is good. He's learning. This is an art rage is also an A tier pun.
Oh, that was
That's
solid.
great. Yeah.
Solid.
Incarcerated, I don't quite get as I don't really see the inspiration for that one as much, but art rage is still great.
Yeah, that one's not as good, but still good because like incarcerated and put art in it.
Okay, yeah.
Incarcerated,
I guess I was thinking like cart, like yeah.
Yeah.
It was muddy. It was muddy. Yeah.
It works, but yeah, it's not as like
Art
clear.
rage was
Like
great.
art rage is just it's just
Yeah.
a flip off the tongue.
Yeah, art rage was
Can't
good.
beat it. Where do you go from there?
I thought this exchange with Law and Doflamingo was also pretty great. How Law just playing people's hearts over here.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
Doflamingo thinks he's got Caesar's heart, but he doesn't. It's just some random Navy soldier.
I'm telling you, this guy's got a cooler full of hearts.
It's literally take backsies versus actually in one fight. I didn't tell you it was Caesar's heart. And I say this as, again, the law stan of the group. But I'm like, brother, amazing. You're also such a dork. It's great. No,
He
it
also
is.
pulls a substitution jutsu over here.
Yeah.
It is great that he's able to pull this off. And the timing is perfect.
Yeah. This is so good. I also I think Law's been growing on me steadily since his intro, but it's becoming more and more apparent that like Travi, his concern is always for others before himself. It seems like he always is putting the group before himself.
He
Like he
won't
puts
say
his his plans up there, and he won't say it. It's always like a thought that we get, but he's always concerned about other people's well-being and willing to put his own well-being at risk for others, like very consistently. As we see it, especially multiple times in this chapter. And yeah, Law's growing on me a lot. He's like climbing up my ranks real fast as favorite. I'll say Straw Hat while I can. Favorite Straw Hat.
Favorite straw
Yeah.
homie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, so he's at least not willing to throw the Straw Hats under the bus. So he could easily be like deflecting the attention on them, but he's also being tactical about it where he still needs the Straw Hats as well because things didn't go well. So now he's trying to get Caesar out of Doflamingo's range. So his goal is to head away from the Sunny and like have Doflamingo not go after the ship, and then he's going to send Caesar over to the Sunny.
Yeah. So do you think that's a counterpoint to what I'm saying? Like, do you think that Law is doing this strategically, or do you think that there is like a concern for their well-being that trumps his own?
I think it might
For his own
be.
well-being?
I think his primary focus is the plan and
Mhm.
being strategic, but I also think he's not willing to throw his allies to the wolves. So like
Yeah.
I don't think he's cruel to be like Doflamingo can take care of them while I get away. Like
Right.
he's doing what he can to prevent that from happening. He's trying not to put them in danger. So he's trying to he's putting himself in danger here in this situation, and hopefully saving the Straw Hats so that way they can get away. But he's also like he's not doing it so he can get away himself. Like his plan is more important to him than like what happens to him at this point right now.
Yeah.
I think Oda does
Yeah, I
want
think that's fair.
super ambiguous right now.
Hmm.
I think that's something he's banking on for us. He wants us to be asking these questions.
I guess what I'm saying is that Law seems to be a good ally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think what I was trying to say is I feel like every time we get a glimpse into what Law's thinking, it's always about like the Straw Hat's safety. Or like a lot of times it's about like how are they? Are they gonna make it out of this? But like you said, they're integral to his plan. So it could
Mm-hmm.
be for reasons of the plan going successfully, more so than like seeing them as like crewmates that he wants to protect.
It's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and it is, and it's cool because, like you said, he is in kind of like an ambiguous place where like we know, the parameters of this alliance, and that it's an alliance, and that means it's not like technically a permanent thing, and we know how Law is about his plans and strategies and how seriously he takes that. So, yeah, it is kind of a cool question to ask.
Even if, say, he gets on the ship and everything's hunky dory, and Nami says, "Hey, you care about us, don't you?" He could say, "Yeah, totally," or he could say, "Nope, just trying to get the plan going,"
Right,
and he would be credible either way.
right.
Or you could be like, if that's what you want to think, I don't care.
Yeah, yep.
Your words, not mine. Yeah,
I didn't say it.
yeah.
All right. Anything else in
Ooh.
this one?
Yeah, one more thing. The one cool line we get at the very beginning of this fight is Law says, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Law says to Fujitora, you better get you better apply the gravity, which was a sick line. Or sorry, the full line is you better apply the gravity, Fujitora, or I'm gonna escape. And I feel like that kind of answers our questions about his ability, like his ability being gravity related. Like I hadn't really
Mm,
thought of it that way. We were trying to make sense of it last volume, but yeah, manipulating gravity would make sense for his ability.
yeah, that does give us a nice indication as to what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Also, one more little thing. I find Doflamingo squeezing the heart and then just the from like way off. Hilarious. So
Yeah.
good. So good.
What's
Very
wrong, buddy?
understated joke. Very, very welcome.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I heard that right. Let me try it again. Ah! There it is again.
Quit it.
Caesar, was that you?
It's like trying to find his car in a parking lot.
Whose heart is this?
uh,
Okay, we good to move on?
yes, let's go.
Let's go.
This is so good.
Okay. Just jumping right to the next chapter. Chapter 724, Law's Plan. Sanji is able to hold off Doflamingo for a few moments, but he gets stuck in place by his string powers. Before Doflamingo is able to kill Sanji, Law swaps places with Doflamingo, sending him to the island. They manage to land on the ship with Caesar, but Doflamingo already managed to make his way back over. Law orders them to leave for Zou with Caesar, while he will stay behind to hold off Doflamingo and Fujitora. Sanji points out that Law seems to be personally invested in dealing with Doflamingo. The sign bursts away as Law moves himself and Giola back to the bridge to Greenbit. Law declares to Doflamingo that his alliance with Straw Hat is no longer needed. All he needs to ensure is that the Smile Factory is destroyed, and Kaido will eventually deal with Doflamingo. But Law wants to personally settle the score for what happened 13 years ago.
So it's personal.
Oh, we've definitely seen, definitely not the personal nature, but just how personally important this mission was to Law. There have been little hints here and there of what the stakes are for him personally. Not necessarily the connection to Doflamingo, but but the weight it holds for him. So this isn't out of nowhere by any means.
Yeah, there is some kind of history between them, but what exactly happened, we don't really know.
Mm-hmm. So Evan, after the discussion we just had, do you believe what Law is saying here about the Straw Hats?
What, that he's like left the alliance?
That he's using them to get the Smile Factory shut down.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that was the original goal, and I think that's why the alliance was made. But I also think that Law has grown a fondness for the Straw Hats and can see them as valuable allies in the future, maybe even friends. So I think it's a little bit of both. But I definitely think he's not lying. But I think he might not be telling the whole truth, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'd agree with that.
But we'll see.
Anyway, the Sanji Dofi fight, huh? Crazy.
Yo, string powers.
String.
So what you're telling me is this guy is Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's actually even more powerful than Spider-Man because he can attach a string to the clouds. Spider-Man needs a building to
Right.
go airborne.
Yep.
His glasses are like, they kind of fit the same overall pattern of the
Oh my god.
Spidey eyes.
Dude, they really do, actually.
Huh.
Wow. Have you guys seen Spider-Man Homecoming?
That was the first Tom Holland movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a scene that was inspired by a Spider-Man comic, the commuter comic, where Spider-Man gets stranded in a suburb. And it's kind of meant to be like a funny issue, but he essentially chases like a criminal into like the suburbs, but then there's no like city to swing
Right.
with, so he kind of has to like run around. But there's a scene from Spider-Man Homecoming that was loosely inspired by that, where like he couldn't really web around, so he had to like just run. So that kind of shows like where some of the shortcomings would have been. There's been examples of Spider-Man where he couldn't swing around. So going back to the Sanji and Doflamingo fight, string powers confirmed. So Evan had mentioned this as what he thought was a very real possibility.
Yeah.
And with all of like the terminology you've been using as well, like the puppet master pulling the strings, it was actually a literal thing as well.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is like the final piece of the puzzle, and I feel like I never had the full picture until right now, which is cool.
Yeah.
Is there like a Naruto character that has a similar ability where they have like the thin strings?
There's
Like
Conqueror
chakra,
here.
it's
Yes,
like chakra infused strings.
yeah, he controls his puppets with them. Gara's brother.
Yeah, and
is that what I'm thinking of?
And Satori, the other puppet master from the
Sasori.
Sasori, yeah, Sasori from the
Sasori.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think that's the other. There's like another. I feel like I'm picturing another anime that used like super thin strings that only the wielder could see and like used it to navigate. But maybe it was inspired by Dofi. But yeah, this is awesome. This is so awesome because he's like the puppet master. He's has all these like connections in like the black market too. He has like built like this web. Like it is kind of spidery in a sense.
Yeah,
he's like built the web of lies and like the black market web of connections that he has, and like manipulating people, like literally and not literally, but like literally and metaphorically. Toby's abilities are sweet. And also answers how he can like run around. He's like running from string. He's like set up a strings that he's like running across, which is cool.
Yeah, so it's cool to get the practical application as to what he's been doing this whole time, because we've been seeing him use his Delphoid powers, but we haven't gotten a clear answer as to what he's been doing. So when we see him like making people move against their will, he's pulling them on these strings. He's attached to them.
Yeah, wow, man. Oda's really like slowly weaned that one out, because I feel like we've been so slowly introduced to his abilities. I feel like this chapter was like the full reveal. Like I feel like for the most part we've been shown the look behind the curtain on his abilities.
Yeah, I think the first time we saw it was like volume 26.
Right?
So
yeah,
and it was just like slowly giving us like little bites of it.
Yeah.
Until now, and he's like, all right, here you go.
Also, Evan, to your credit, Giola does when Dofi immobilizes Sanji, she literally does say that Dofi has him like a fly trapped in a spider's web.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of cool metaphors happening here.
Yep. Picking up what I was putting down.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sanji doesn't really hold on too long though. So he has this cool entrance, and then he kind of gets overwhelmed by Doflamingo, which is kind of to be expected because we know Doflamingo is one of the most powerful people probably in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
And Sanji doesn't even have a devil fruit, right?
No.
Correct.
He's just a badass.
Got them hot legs.
Got those spicy feet.
Flaming gams.
Yeah, he has to
Yep.
walk on some hot coals before he heads into
Yeah,
battle.
right.
Power of love, baby. Um, and he does have his classic Sanji being self-sacrificial moment, telling them all to just get away, don't worry about him, use a coup de burst.
Yep.
Which,
Yeah.
very gallant of him. Always appreciate that.
Then like this law moment is like really cool though. How he throws the log, and then he uses it to switch
Oh,
places.
yeah.
It
That was so
has to
good.
be a Naruto homage. It's
Yeah, it's
literally a
gotta
I
log.
think
be.
so.
It's
Literally.
gotta be.
Yeah.
Still epic.
Yeah.
Well, so there is a piece of lore. So at one point during One Piece's serialization, Oda I think he got gout or something like that, but he was in the hospital for a little while. And Jump is like, hey, you got chill, you gotta get better. Cause like he's been doing this for almost 20 years now, and he's the magazine's cash cow. And I think Naruto was like either had just ended or was like in like the final stages of its serialization. But Kishimoto ends up going to visit Oda in the hospital because they're friends. And Oda's literally drawing on his bed in the hospital. He's still working on. I know it was some part of Dressrosa. I don't know if it was this early on, but some part of this art. Parts of the story go on and say, "Oh, Kishimoto helped Oda draw some stuff." It's other sources that said no, that's not true at all. That was still Oda.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if like this specific thing was like a little homage to his friend.
Yeah.
The timing seems right. That's my headcanon
Yeah.
because it's cute.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
We got Saiyan here too. I mean, we got a couple little throw up, like a couple homages here.
But no, this is such a great maneuver with Law doing the
Yeah.
double substitute.
So sick.
Yeah, it almost seems like it seems like the first one was necessary to extend the range of room far enough to get the second one going,
Yep.
which I love.
Yeah, see, I saw it as him getting Sanji out of immediate danger by swapping like Doflamingo away.
Well, the first one was first Law throws the log, switches himself with the log, and then switches himself with Dofi. But it seems like the goal was always to switch himself with Dofi. And it would
I
have been
see.
more advantageous to switch himself with Dofi first if he could, because that means Dofi's even further away. So it seems like the first one was an intermediary to make sure that he was within range, just given the size of the room bubble on the page where he does the second swap.
Yeah,
But
because I
correct
guess
me if I'm
he
wrong.
could
Maybe
have
I'm missing something.
just switched where the log was if he didn't have to get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Biggest thing on his feet.
So sick. We see a pretty powerful attack though from Dofi here. That would have definitely been a through and through for at least a through and through for Sanji.
First through of just Rosa, RIP the building.
Yeah, RIP building. But yeah, pretty powerful attack.
Yeah, so it turns out that Law had Caesar Heart with him the whole time. So he
If he's
had
telling
it.
the truth.
It seemed like he had it in his own like place where like the heart would have been. So Law left his heart on the ship. So there could be like a moment where potentially like if like Doflamingo or Fujitora tried to go for his heart, they would have killed Caesar, which also would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would have been
But
pretty cool.
yeah, but Law's actually like I can keep my heart safe, like away from the fight. So and then if he did the exchange and gave Caesar over, like they were going to, he could have just been like, "Oh, here's your heart, Caesar." So he had it like in a safe place.
Yep. Well planned out. I expect nothing less.
I mean, honestly, it feels like the same kind of tricky rationale as Doflamingo had with this whole, "Oh yeah, I'll quit the Warlords" gambit.
Yeah, I mean that's
This
been
is
the really
Trafalgar. You
cool
and I are not so
dynamic.
different after all. Sorry, what?
No, I was just saying like, and that's been a really cool dynamic for this whole arc because they're two like people that are thinking 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead, playing chess against each other.
Yeah.
You know? So good. Who gets the last laugh? I can't wait. Yeah, this is awesome.
But yeah, then they get in this situation where the Navy ship is now sent over, and the Thousand Sunny has to flee. The plan is for them to leave Dressrosa and start heading for Zoe. Now to go get the rest of the crew. Like you guys go on ahead.
The Sunny is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Actually, massive flaming rocks in a hard place. Yeah, they got to get out of there.
I do love Nami for saying, "Hey, we're the Straw Hat crew. you can't give us orders. Excuse you. Nope, Twirly Hack crew, we're good. We are good. Nope. Set sail.
Yeah, it's a little different when the meteors start to rain down on them.
Right.
And Law does say, hey, you don't have to go, just don't give him Caesar.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. It's interesting. We get a close up on Dofi's hand weapon here, the whip, and it looks like a rope of strings that he's created using lots of tiny strings.
Hmm.
Like it
Yeah.
looks like a woven rope,
Right.
which is kind of cool. Cool use of his ability. Because we can assume the strings he's using are like so small that you can't even see them.
Yeah.
But here he has like a physical string that is woven out of millions of tiny string.
Now
Yeah.
all I can think of is when he launches this giant string out of his hand. I'm just thinking Sam Raimi Spider-Man organic web launcher.
But this thing's
insane.
powerful because like even one strand of his strings are like super strong, and here he's got maybe tens of thousands strung together.
Whole mess of them.
Whole mess.
Says a lot for Law being able to intercept them and hold them at bay with his sword.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like that's wild. We just saw it like literally slice a building in half.
Yeah, and Law seems to be pretty familiar with his powers. He must be familiar with string theory,
Right.
but
Oh, nice.
Only when he's being observed.
he tells the Straw Hats to look out for the clouds, like to go to places where there are no clouds, because that's how Doflamingo will be able to chase him down. So he knows the way to kind of get around his powers. So yeah, he tells him like how he travels. Hey, you guys got anything else on this one?
Just a little thing. I love that Sanji is the one to pick up on the fact that Law is so fixated on Doflamingo.
Mm-hmm.
I just anytime he's the one to hone in on someone's emotional state, or just any of those little interpersonal things. That's what I love about Sanji, the fact that he is the one to have that observation when it comes to those. It's nice to see that continuing. Even if Sanji jobbed to Doflamingo in a fight, little character things like that are always lovely with him.
Yeah, Sanji's got more emotional intelligence than I think he lets on.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite things about him as a character.
Right, but I think that harkens back to his like early character development, where it was like Sanji would kind of like disappear, and everyone's like, "Where's Sanji?" And then when he came back, it was like, "Oh, he took care of that. He did the side quest that's super important to us, like actually being successful in this moment right now." And it's like the unsung kind of hero who like kind of saw something, was like, "Oh, that's important." Goes and takes care of it, like without permission, like without asking permission or like asking for help. Just kind of goes, does the thing, and it becomes super relevant later on. But like
even
you said,
then,
it's like observational. You know?
Yeah. I think even from the emotional standpoint, like I'm always gonna go back to Water 7, but like even in Water 7, when Usopp left the crew, he was the one being like, "Okay, is he doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay, Chopper's worried. Everyone's kind of losing their shit right now. Let me just keep tabs on this." Like it's like you said, Evan, it harkens back to something that's always been part of Sanji, and seeing that part at play once again is very, very welcome.
I mean, that's like his whole introduction to his character was when he fed Geen and even Krieg.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yep.
So I mean, that was very established as a character trait from like his first appearance. So
always been that Karen.
All right, we get to move on.
Big heart. He's got a big heart.
I'm good.
Okay, moving on to Caribou's New World, Kihihi, Volume 41. Dinosaur Alert. Diaz Drake attacks Caribou.
Best cover story of the series so far, in my opinion.
That's the end.
For multiple reasons. So good.
Yeah, this is really cool the way it's portrayed.
Love it.
So yeah, it looks like Drake's still here. Yeah, I had mentioned this before, how this is where he was before the time skip. So yeah, he showed up here and was told to leave the island because this is Kaido territory. Right. But for some reason, Drake's still around.
And is taking umbrage with Caribou.
I mean, you can't really blame the guy.
No.
It was Scotch who told Drake to leave, right?
Yeah.
That 3 time skip? Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
had a confrontation with Scotch when he first showed up.
Huh.
Something to think about.
Interesting.
Interesting.
All right, let's get into the chapter. Chapter 725, The Undefeated Woman. Lala lets Gila go and prepares to fight Doflamingo one-on-one in order to fulfill the desire of someone he knew. As the Sunny crew sails away, Sanji notices Momonosuke has turned back into a dragon. Momonosuke admits he can't control his powers when he gets scared. Last time he was in Dressrosa, he witnessed an event where Doflamingo attacked someone and is now afraid of him. He is worried about his friend Kanjuro. At the Coliseum, Bartolomeo is struggling to contain his excitement to meet Zoro, but he eventually gets the words out to agree to help find Luffy for him. Inside, Rebecca manages to hold off her attackers, deliberately choosing not to attack them and only knocking people out of the ring. Inside, Sai is demanding to see Dan Chenjiao, who is brought into a room to receive medical attention. They are told this is the entrance and the combatants exit from another door. Sai accepts this explanation and is brought into the room to receive his own examination. He is laid down on a table, then a lever is pulled, dropping him into a chute. He lands in a pile of toys, along with the other combatants that lost in the previous round. There is no way out.
Not good.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit to talk about on this one. Where do you guys want to start?
Let's start at the top. It sounds to me, so going to like Law and Dofi's confrontation here, Law saying, I'm fulfilling someone else's long-held desire, I think kind of supports my theory of him like putting others before himself a little bit.
Okay. So
'Cause
what do you
he's
think
got
is
no-
like the context for this line?
I don't know. I don't think I've put it together. I don't know if that information is available yet, but it sounds like he's fulfilling someone else's gripe with Dofi. But
Makes
we don't
sense.
really know much about Law's background.
We do not.
But if I had to make a guess, it'd be like someone who was important to him was affected by Dofi's actions or had a grudge against Dofi that he's fulfilling for someone he cared about. But there's not really much to go off of as far as I know.
Yeah, not really. We've just been getting little like hints peppered in here and there,
But
but
it's
nothing
obviously
really concrete.
incredibly important to him. And like we've been saying, it's very personal. And now we know it's not his personal grudge against Dofi. It's someone he cared about, seemingly had it like he's fulfilling someone else's desire, not his own.
Well,
Well,
let me counter you with this. We have talked at length about how Law will sometimes hide his own specific personal feelings on a situation and sort of abstract himself away from it.
So you're saying he's talking about himself. But
I'm not saying shit. I'm just saying it could be either. I'm not giving you anything here. I refuse.
or it could be both.
Or neither.
we'll
But it
have to
is-
find out.
What I'll say is like there is like, we do see this inherited will a lot. It's like one of like the biggest themes in the story. And so it does feel like something that's very natural for a significant character in One Piece to have some aspect of. So the question is Law telling the whole truth? That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
also-
also go ahead.
I was gonna say, the line that really hits me is I've lived to see this day.
Mhm.
That's one where I want to get the context for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it seems to be also playing into the theme of the grudges that are held through somebody, like with Garp
Shinjo.
and Rebecca and Luffy. Like we're seeing this kind of similar theme of like them being targeted for the actions of others related to them and not their own actions. And this feels like it could maybe potentially be a similar thing where he's, there's a medium between him and Dofi that he's like acting through.
So what you're saying, he's not really mad at Doflamingo, he's mad at his grandpa.
Yeah, it's Dofi's grandpa, obviously.
He's mad at the Doflamingo from 900 years ago. Which end of the Void Country was this?
Yeah, right.
This 100-year period I don't know anything about. It makes it really hard to place things in the timeline. God damn it. Yeah, he's just mad at like old Don Quixote. That's what the real grudge here is.
Yeah.
Well, he said something from 13 years ago.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it could be something more recent.
Okay, I guess just Doflamingo's dad or some shit.
Where's Grandpa?
Where's Grandpa? Yeah, true.
The
Lot could happen.
grandpa grudge arc.
Pa.
That's a theme. Be mad at
Grudge
grandpas,
Pa.
not their grandkids.
Yeah. Garp incoming.
Yeah, and then we have this little scene here where we're back on the Sunny, and Sanji notices that Momonosuke turned back into a dragon. And Momonosuke says that he gets nervous and he can't control his form. And he's afraid of Doflamingo in particular. So we see there was this
Ooh.
moment where Doflamingo was like, attacking this guy, and Momonosuke witnessed it. He says, "Get a grip, you dregs." So, Evan, do you remember back in Punk Hazard when Momonosuke had that like vision of Doflamingo?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Do you remember what Doflamingo said?
No, not off the top of my head. But was it that? Was it this vision? Was it when he saw? Is it him having a flashback of this moment?
Yes. So luckily I went back and I checked because I wanted to see what the wording was. It was Doflamingo shouting, "Get a grip." And so
Ooh,
it was in a different context, but it seemed like Doflamingo was yelling at Momonosuke to get a grip, but he was just
right.
thinking of the trauma that he had with Doflamingo from this moment. So it wasn't necessarily
Interesting.
directed at him, it was just him seeing this thing happen. But that's why he
Interesting.
had that moment of Doflamingo, and that's what scared him.
That's right. And that's when I was like, is he being brainwashed by the
Mhm.
fruit? And is there a connection still? But this is that connection is
Yeah.
he's been traumatized by witnessing Dofi's brutality.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
I'm really grateful for the structure with which we read the story right now.
Me too.
It's one of those things where like, if I'm
I say it
speed
every
reading-
week.
yeah,
Like, it's so good.
yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
weren't doing this podcast, I wouldn't have thought to look back and be like, "Oh, what was the thing again with Doflamingo?" I'd be like,
Right.
"Oh,
No,
that was what
I
he
didn't
said."
even catch it. I didn't even think of it. I'm still thinking
Mhm.
there's like, yeah. No, that's awesome.
But yeah, this explains like when he would have encountered Doflamingo and interacted with him in any way. He was just a witness, but like when he was in Dressrosa previously.
We get a silhouette of Conjuro as well. Looks like they have like a bucket
A
on there.
bucket. Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's Marshmallow the DJ or something like that.
See, I thought it was like maybe like a hooded figure or something, but yeah, I could see it being a bucket.
It's like just like the rim at the bottom. Is
Oh, it
really
definitely could be a hood, but I definitely also read bucket.
nasty, yeah.
My first impression was bucket, but it definitely is probably a hood.
Bucket
Makes way more
100%.
sense.
No,
But
I'm
this
team
is the
bucket.
world of One Piece, so he might have eaten the bucket fruit,
Or it might just be a
or
KFC bucket.
or it might be a KFC bucket.
So he's Buckethead.
He's just shredding the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh boy.
That's his samurai powers. I bet like one person listening understood what we're talking about.
Yeah. I feel like the demographics.
If you don't know, Bughead's a
Tough,
guitarist who
though.
wears a KFC bucket on his head and he wears a mask. So there you go.
I know.
So also more Bartolomeo shenanigans where he's interacting with Zoro. And Kemon's like, "Why are you crying?" And then Zoro's like, "How'd you recognize Luffy and know my name?" Bartolomeo's just like crying so much he can't even get his words out, but he's like, "I'm such a big fan." And Zoro's like, "His name is Seconds?"
If I look at give him
Oh my god.
So
Amazing.
yeah, at first he's like, "Oh, I'll help you find Luffy if you give me an autograph," but they don't understand what he's saying. So they're like, "Oh, you help us find Luffy? All right, great." So it's so much for the autograph.
He better collect that. He better collect that fucking autograph. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I want that for him so badly. I also have to remind myself, like, this guy was a fucking mob boss in lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, this guy did some shady shit,
Yeah.
but I still love him.
Yeah, like a few chapters ago,
doing
he was cutting
shady
a guy's
shit.
tongue off.
Yeah, right.
And now he's bawling his eyes out so he can get an autograph.
Yeah, and it's been full 180. Like we haven't seen any of that like pompous asshole side of him since the switch. Like he's just been all tears since then. It's been like a complete 180.
Yeah, he's one of the best characters.
Truly.
Yeah, I can dig it.
And what do you guys think about Rebecca fighting in the Coliseum over here?
This is
I
sweet.
love seeing a strategy like this. I love a troll strat. I love fighting by not attacking.
Yeah.
I'm all about this.
Yeah. Same. Clearly super intelligent fighter. And I love Luffy picking up that she's using the color of observation hockey.
Hmm.
Like super cool observation. And it's also just cool, like, you know, something we haven't seen a lot of Luffy like post time jump is like not only his skills with hockey, but his understanding of hockey and ability to spot hockey and acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is really cool. So it's just like cool seeing that being part of his knowledge and picking up on it here.
Yeah. The announcers say that she's never taken a single blow. All her victories are via out of bounds. It's interesting that Luffy's recognizing like her skills and her abilities, whereas like all these other people are underestimating her and like
Yep.
trudging in, and be like, "Oh, she's this weak little girl," and they think, "Oh, she's not gonna attack me," but it's like then she just like outmaneuvers them. And in the One Piece card game, her leader has an effect where she can't attack.
Very flavorful.
Mm.
Yep.
That's awesome.
She's one of those leaders who was only, I guess, relevant for a very, very short period of time. But anytime someone does something with her, everyone loses their shit. Like everybody wants Rebecca to be good.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
it's she's the people's champ of decks in the One Piece tournament. I'm
Incredible.
also wondering narratively, like this, I may just be overthinking it, but like as far as like why she takes this style, why she doesn't attack, probably wonders if I as a member of the Riku clan, this family that's so hated by Dressrosa, even in this situation, like attack a citizen of the country, damn, that just throws our name even further into the mud. I'm wondering, I'm not like fully sold on it. Even as I say, I'm like, it might just be overthinking, but it's just a thought that occurred to me in the moment here.
Well, I think the answer is was something that we saw in her little flashback with the toy soldier.
Oh,
I think she said that she didn't want to fight, and he said, "I'll teach you how to protect yourself." So I think
right.
I
Yep.
think he taught her defensive moves, so not necessarily to be aggressive, but so that way, if somebody attacks her, she can defend herself. So I think
Yeah.
she's just using the strategies and techniques that she learned from the toy soldier.
I had already forgotten that. Thank you for reminding.
That's so
Yeah.
good. That's so good. Plus, we just saw her with all of these, you know, heavily wounded and amputee gladiators who she's trying to protect. And I feel like to what Cody was saying, like she's not gonna she doesn't want to harm these people. She's trying to save these people.
Yeah, that also makes sense too.
I mean, it's kind of like what we've been saying with law. Just it works out in both dimensions.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think both can be true.
Yeah. So have your cake and eat it too, sort of thing. Also, a huge fan of Gyatz's commentary here. Her style ain't not beautiful. I don't not like it one bit. I really enjoy Gyatz.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that they call it the double negatives, like in the little speech bubbles too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then we find out a little bit about what's going on with the defeated soldiers, because like we had learned that there were supposed to be battles to the death, but then these people survived,
Mhm.
and the Navy was outside. With Bastille, the Vice Admiral Bastille was outside
Yep.
waiting for people to come out. Like, where's everybody? And
Yep.
now we're seeing that they were told that there was another exit, and it's like, oh, just come this way, Sai. Like, we'll show you. This is where Don Chinja went. And they put him on the table and drop him down this like shaft, and he lands in this pile of toys with the other combatants.
Yep. We also know what's directly below the Colosseum,
And what was that?
the factory,
Mm-hmm.
the toy factory.
Yep,
Things are coming together.
that's right. Makes sense.
Hope we don't
That's
get a
it.
trash compactor scene coming up.
I mean, why not add a Star Wars homage?
I mean, come
They have
on.
no way to contact 3PO on the transponder snail.
It's just Brooke painted gold.
Or Frankie. They have
Oh,
to get
yeah.
Frankie.
Frankie.
Yeah, so we get this little scene here where Sai recognizes like, oh, this is where everybody went. It looks like they've all tried to get out, but there's no way out. And I like the line where John Jinzhao says, "I might just need to curse the flamingo to his grandson generation." So he's still at it.
Yeah. His grudges work in 3-year increments. Or 3 generation
generations.
increment.
All right, but we're gonna get more into this. But do you guys have anything else to add for this chapter?
Now I'm good to get into it.
Okay, so we're gonna dive right in. No cover story on this one, but a long summary because we have chapter 726, the Riku family. Tanko Ponto notices the gladiator Ricky and seems to recognize him. He asks if he is the former king, Riku. Seeing no point in concealing his identity any further, he removes his helmet, confirming he is indeed King Riku Daldo III. He thanks Lepanto for watching over Viola for him. King Ozabello is also pleased to see King Riku, who was an ally to the Prudence Kingdom before Doflamingo took over the country. Since then, his country has been suffering due to non-stop war. Doflamingo's selling of weapons to all sides has also negatively impacted the Kano Kingdom. Dagama begins to say that Riku may have been an ally to the Prudence Kingdom in the past, but his good name was sullied. Lepanto scolds him, telling him that he has no idea of the true tragedy that took place. Many of the other combatants, along with some of the toys down here, begin to bow to King Riku, as they were former soldiers in his army. Goo begins to drip from the ceiling as Treble pulls Sai up. He gives Sai rules he needs to follow, unable to disobey. He has been turned into a toy monkey and is instructed to head through to the factory. After speaking with the Colosseum gladiators, Luffy has a better sense of what kind of country this is and leaves the prison area. Bartolomeo notices him and starts bawling. At the Flowerfield base, Gancho gives his friends some of his history between the Tontada and the kingdoms of Dressrosa. 900 years ago, his people were hunted and killed. King Don Quixote agreed to spare his people in exchange for making them into slaves. They are unsure of what happened during the Void Century, but 800 years ago, the Riku dynasty took over the kingdom. In order to make amends with how the Tontada were treated by the previous king, they agreed to allow the Tontada to help themselves to the people's possessions, and they would just call it the Deed of the Fairies. Things were peaceful between the Tontada and the humans, but Doflamingo came to Dressrosa 10 years ago and put himself in place as king. He took 500 of the Tontadas captive, including Gancho's daughter, Manchuri. When Robin asked why the people booed the king's granddaughter, the toy soldier explains that Riku attempted to protect the kingdom to the end. Doflamingo caused an incident and blamed it on the king, turning the people on him overnight. Doflamingo attempted to wipe out the bloodline of the Riku family. Rebecca was caught and put into the Colosseum to battle to be mocked. Usopp asks exactly who the soldier is. He tells them that he's Rebecca's father.
I am her father. There's the Star Wars reference. Bam.
There
There it is.
Also, real quick, I love this color spread so much. Of all the Straw Hats with their little selves,
Oh, yeah.
it is the sweetest thing.
Yeah,
They're all numbered.
Yeah,
it's cute.
It is cute.
didn't want to leave that unsaid.
We should give them. What are those? When in like senior year of high school, you get the accolades that are like most likely to succeed.
Senior
What are they? Superlatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get quite a few revelations in this chapter.
Indeed. Ricky. Or should I say Riku? Yeah.
Sorry.
I knew he was important, but
Mhm.
I didn't place him as the king, which makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like he used the same identity convention that Luffy did by like making his name
Yeah.
very similar.
Just a slight variation.
I can't lie. It took me like a second, a significant amount of time longer than it should have for this being a reread, for me to make the Ricky Riku connection. I think it was like I read it the chapter where Ricky first shows up like the day of us recording that podcast.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until we actually got into recording the episode that I was like, oh shit, that's
Who is this guy?
nothing on your face, nothing on your face, okay, good. But I was like, yeah, how did I not catch that in the moment?
Yeah.
Something to it. There's something to that naming convention. It's so obvious. it's a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, it's something you
the
could have
Snoop-
that little moment though.
It's the Clark Kent glasses effect.
There you go.
Yeah, yes, it really is.
Yeah, so we get a little backstory here where Doflamingo did something to kind of sully the name of the Riku dynasty, and Lepanto actually worked for the Riku kingdom, so he knew exactly what went down. So he tells him like, no, you guys don't know the full story, so it's not what you thought. And then it seemed like Riku had made allies with some of the other kingdoms as well. So it seemed like they had a good thing going, and Doflamingo kind of came in and kind of threw things into chaos. So not just Dressrosa, but like the neighboring kingdoms as well. So now they're also suffering from a state of war that Doflamingo is, feeding with. He's profiting off of war with, these weapons.
Yeah, I feel like what we're able to glean from like the context clues we've got is like Doflamingo came in and there was this incident where King Riku was kind of framed, and then there was a small detail that we didn't go over in the very first chapter when Rebecca was entering the Colosseum, and everyone was booing her for being like the Riku line. They say, "Set the arsonist granddaughter on fire."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that would lead me to believe that this incident has something to do with arson or something being burned down, or yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because we also did get in the flashback too with Rebecca that when Scarlet was fleeing with Rebecca, there was like fire in the town
That's
in the
right.
distance.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then when they settled in the town that was abandoned after the fire.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it seems like they had a good thing going, and just judging from how people are interacting with Riku and how Riku holds himself, he definitely seems to be a good leader with the good intentions and trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Even the way the Tontata talk about the Riku line in general,
Yeah.
establishing reparations for them. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always great to see good leaders in One Piece. Of course, bad things always happen to them, but hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
But it is nice.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about that as well. Previously, Gancho had said to Robin that they had a bad history with the Doflamingo family like 900 years ago. And now we see that their people were nearly driven to extinction. Like the remaining people were put in as slaves. So they were abused by the Don Quixote family. So when they left, the Riku dynasty came in and saw how poorly treated the Tontata were. And to make up for that, like Cody said, they gave them reparations. So this also gives context to, why the people were being so dismissive about the fairies. Like, oh, it must have been the fairies. And they're all like kind of like happy about it. So
Right.
it's like a secret that the people in Dressrosa are also familiar with, and something that they've made an agreement with to be here. So it seems like something that they're actually okay with. They just have some things that kind of go missing because the Tontata keep them as payment for or repayment for like what they had gone through. So something that seemed like a little like fun and like whimsical actually also has a pretty tragic backstory to it as well.
Yeah. That's so Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Nothing is quite as it seems.
Mm-hmm. But even they say they don't know what happened during the 100-year void. So Evan, since this is your first time through the series, what do you think about the revelation of how they're getting these toys?
Yeah. We do get a pretty big reveal here. We see a face who definitely seems to be the toy maker from what we can make out, or if I had to guess, or at least plays a role in that somehow. But it does seem like we found the holding cell where they keep the people. They suck them up with this chameleon tongue, and then this creepy guy in shades turns them into toys. But yeah, it's like pretty haunting watching this person who was just turned into a toy kind of like walking out into the world and seeming like they're trapped in this body that's no longer theirs, but still having thoughts of what just happened to me. So like that's just super, super haunting and terrifying, really. I mean, we don't get too much on like the actual process itself, but we do see a new face.
Well, we have seen Trouble before, but like I think we haven't really gotten this close up to him before. But he has come up.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, and
I did not recognize him.
he was one of the names mentioned earlier as well. He's one of the officers with Diamante.
Mm.
Yeah. It was a very, very zoomed out view of him, but just the general shape of his head and his hair, it's identifiable as this guy.
I think
God.
he did have some kind of interaction with Baby Five as well, where he was saying something about
Yeah.
like
Yep.
he wanted to like oh maybe I should like propose to you or something.
You are right. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
but
Okay,
we
that sounds
yeah
vague. That does sound vaguely familiar.
yeah it wasn't a lot of interaction with him though, but he's pretty slimy.
Yeah, for sure. Literally.
Cody, how about
Oh, I bet you.
you got something, Evan?
What if maybe it's not a chameleon tongue, and it's like a giant loogie that
It
he
could be
spits
that
down and like
or
picks him
booger.
up, or booger. Yeah, he's got some serious snot.
Flirt.
Ooh, I really hope that's not it, but
I don't like it. I don't fuck with it. I'm not.
I don't like it.
Cody, I wanted to get your thoughts on what's happening to Sai here as well.
It's. I don't know. There's something like genuinely horrifying about it.
Yeah,
Just like just like I don't know, I'm trying to imagine myself just in like this. It is completely just like having. There's an autonomy of being in your own body, of moving the way you move, of sensing the world the way you do, and having just like the capabilities that you do, and having that forcibly taken from you. Not from like, like not in like a way that you could lose access to that sort of nervous system functionality in like the real world, but someone says, "Hey, fuck you, it's not yours anymore. This is your body now. Do what I want." That's terrifying. That's
horrifying.
evil. That's a whole new layer to what a shitbag Doflamingo is.
Yeah,
It's again, it's just, it's autonomy that's being taken away. And it's yeah. I don't think it's something that really sank in with me as much the first time going through Dressrosa, because I did go through Dressrosa pretty fast the first time,
Mhm.
which is I think the main thing I wanted to get through with me saying that I'm thankful for the way that we're digesting this arc here.
Yeah.
'Cause yeah. There's somewhere like if I read it chapter by chapter, I might forget like a little thing that connects. But if I
Mhm.
speed run it, like not everything's gonna hit the same. So this is just it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
true.
yeah. But no, it's terrifying and infuriating what's happening with the toys here.
Right?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, definitely horrific.
yeah.
You got something, Evan?
No, I was just gonna say to that point, like it was like we found out Doflamingo was, a part of like child kidnapping and child experimentation. You're like, how could this character get any lower? And now here he is, like taking people's, like you said, autonomy away from them and trapping them in a toy body, and then having them work manual labor in a factory. It's like
Mhm.
just beyond evil.
I think the idea of them being toys also just like adds another sinister layer of it, because like to Doflamingo, they are just playthings, which I think fits in
Mhm.
perfectly with like with what
Yeah.
we're talking with his powers and the manipulation. It's just God,
Right?
what an
Yeah, and
asshole.
how he views these people. Yeah, and like the fact that they're being put into these other bodies, they're given these commands, so they have to obey. On top of all that, when they become toys, we learn that everybody else forgets who they were.
Mm.
So everybody else around isn't even gonna know to look for them to know that they're missing because they won't remember them. There's kind of like no real hope of saving these people once they get into this state. They're kind of like lost causes at that point.
Wild.
So they're kind of trapped in this existence, and like they have to be like nobody's going to help me.
And that aspect of it, I so okay, I'm gonna bring it back to Caesar Clown for a second, because like what Caesar was doing, that's a different branch of evil, right? But just that aspect of it where, oh, no one is gonna look for you.
Mhm.
No one knows to try and find you, no one knows how. You have no outside hope here. That is common in both of these things. And it's like, it does make sense that the two of you would work together.
Yeah.
That the two of you would go to that kind of length.
Yeah, I mean it works for them because it's like, hey, there's less people in our way, so
Yeah.
we can kind of do what we want.
Wild.
All right, I'm gonna crash out over another villain. Let's go. It's time. We're back, baby.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we also get this conversation where Luffy is talking to the prisoners, and they're kind of like letting him know that that everybody sees like the winners, like, oh, that's great, but then when it comes to the losers, they're tossed in these cages and they're treated like trash and swept under the rug to make everything look nicer on the surface, which is what we've been like seeing. And then Luffy makes the connection that it sounds like Great Terminal, where he grew up, where it's like this is what happened to them, where like they had like the nobles living in a nice city and they kept dumping the trash all into like this big dump. And then when they were getting the visitors from the Celestial Dragon, they're like, hey, let's just burn the trash and the people living there, and I can pay them any mind. So Luffy's had experience like that even like as a child, to know like how like like people like in this like high society, how they treat like lower class people in their eyes. And yeah, they just literally treat them like trash.
Yeah. I feel like during when we were talking about like Luffy's backstory when he grew up in this like trash arc, we were talking about how that's like a microcosm of the world government and how it functions. And like here we are again in the Coliseum making that same exact analogy. We're also hearing it from the voices of the people living here too.
Mhm.
They're obviously aware of the injustice, but I think Oda does a really good job of doing that and kind of like sort of summarizing these bigger themes into these smaller examples that are all part it's all part of the same theme and story. I don't know, I'm kind of losing the thread, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing like the same things happening consistently with the world government and like how they treat people and like their how they treat the citizens and what their priorities are.
Right.
So like they want things to be a certain way, and whether or not like that's a reality, they like kind of like warp things around the reality. Like even the celestial dragons, like they warp the reality around them, and like everybody that's not them has to do what they say, and they just treat them like slaves. And it's like, hey, I want this random person to be my slave. I just walk by, I'm taking them, and nobody's gonna stop me. So like we see like the trend of like how the world government treats people, and like how horrific it is.
And it's interesting getting the new perspective on how it was formed now, because we know it was
Mhm.
like these wealthy kings and queens and their immediate families who put themselves in this bubble of complete control and then have remained there for the past 800 years. It's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense why when we do see these celestial dragons out and about, they're these completely spoiled, completely disconnected from the rest of the world
Yeah.
people. That lines up perfectly with the backstory we were just given.
Yeah, I mean, they've been treated like gods for like 800 years, so
Right. Of course, their morals and vision of the world is severely skewed.
I think one other thing I didn't realize, I think that coming back to this, again, based on the way I read it, didn't realize that Luffy already made this personal connection between his own past and what's going on in Dressrosa. I think that's something I'm going to be much more excited to get a sense of in this read through, because I think there's just again there's already so fucking much happening in this arc. There's so many factions. There's so much. There's already so much to the setting. We're like, I don't know, 15, 20 chapters into the arc at this point. I can't even tell anymore. That just like the Luffy of it all it can kind of get swept under the rug with how much is going on. And
yeah.
he has taken a back seat in the tournament, but I really do want to see like whatever happens to Dressrosa means for his journey as a pirate and as a person. And so I think that's something that I think we're finally starting to get a little more of a sense of. And we got a little
Yeah.
bit of stuff with like the Don't Change Job fight with the realization of, oh, yeah, it's not what your grandpa did isn't your fault. So I'm
Mhm.
wondering how if that's gonna if these two themes are gonna converge a little more as time goes on. Is what I'm curious to see.
Yeah, and it's cool that he's taking this journey alone. I feel like he's
Mm,
he's coming to these realizations on his own, which is I think important too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like he is a character who traditionally, relies on his friends and surrounds himself with people who can bolster him and he can bolster them. And it's a like symbiotic relationship. So it's interesting seeing him separated from that and having these learning experiences and becoming his own person and reaching these realizations on his own.
Yeah, he's on his own little journey here.
Yeah.
On his little side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we end the chapter with this little exchange here where the soldiers kind of giving the remaining straw hats here a little bit more of like context of the history. He says one day 10 years ago there was an incident that caused people to lose all faith in King Riku overnight, but the people don't know the truth of what happened. The king was trying to protect the country to the very end. Doflamingo was trying to wipe out the bloodline. He gives some important context here, and then when Usopp asks who this guy is, he says that he's Rebecca's father. So yeah, thoughts on that reveal?
Ugh. Yeah, that's heavy. Because I mean, we knew that he's kind of like regained memories and consciousness of his time before being turned into a toy, or at least like regained some of that autonomy that he'd lost. And the fact that he has seemingly kept that to himself, is that how you're reading it? Like he hasn't told Rebecca?
Well, Rebecca wouldn't even remember him.
Mhm.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's heavy.
But it's kind of beautiful that he was still able to be a father to her,
Hmm.
Yeah.
even when she didn't know it, and how she's still not with the word for it, still looks to him as a father figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The fact that
There's definitely a
relationship,
connection.
yeah, that it doesn't matter if Doflamingo wipes away the memory of it or the word for it, but it still exists.
Yeah.
That's fucking beautiful.
yeah,
That is beautiful.
yeah. He was like there for like the birthdays, like protect her and like teach her things, and like he was there like day to day. So it's nice that he was still present during her childhood and like the formative years after the tragedy that she went through as well. So yeah, it's nice that after like everything, like he's still able to be there for her, even though she doesn't know the truth or like why he's doing this. Yeah, she obviously has like a bond with him and cares about him, but doesn't realize exactly the relationship. Evan, was this a surprise to you?
No, I don't know. I guess I didn't think it wasn't thinking about it in the same lens that you guys were. And I like your lens better. Because he like you're right, like he was still a father figure even though she wasn't aware of it. And that's beautiful.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still would rather that they're able to like have the full knowledge of it, but like just the fact that they can persevere through it, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 like all things considered, like he was still there for her.
Right.
Yeah, that's where we leave this episode.
Rebecca versus Cavendish. Who's I mean, I'm rooting for Rebecca.
I like Cavendish a little more than it before, but not more than Rebecca.
No, not more than Rebecca.
No, come on.
But I do think that's going to be a tricky fight because Cavendish is a very strong adversary.
Yeah, I don't know. My money's on Rolling Logan.
Nah, he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts for the chapter or the volume as a whole?
This was juicy, man. There was a lot of lore in there. We had a lot of Dofi and Law interaction, which I was like I feel like was lacking in the last episode we did.
Mhm.
So I was glad to get some of that. Yeah, man, it's heating up. It's coming together. Law is growing on me every chapter that he's in. Like I really like Law as a character. I'm really digging him. I don't think I've fully figured him out yet, and I love that.
Yeah, it's half the fun.
Yeah. So yeah, it's exciting
Nice.
stuff.
How about you, Cody?
I just love the layers of Dressrosa keep coming.
Yeah.
Arc is just getting denser and denser and denser and denser as it goes on. It just makes me hungry for more.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's really, really painting Doflamingo in this just like pure evil light.
Without him doing much in the present story. Yeah, he's getting some sick confrontations with Sanji and Law, but like he hasn't made any huge sweeping moves, but we already have such a sense of what a villain he is.
Yeah. But I feel like that's not him. I don't think he does the big like he is a flashy guy, but his actions are definitely more like calculated behind the scenes, than
Yeah.
I mean, he does have to take matters into his own hands here, but it seems like that's a last resort. It seems like he has his minions who go out and do the dirty work. He sits in his castle and plots and pulls the strings from behind from above the marionette.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever be able to unsee him as Spider-Man now. The glasses, dude. I didn't even think of that until you said it, and now I cannot unsee it.
Hey, man. You and me both.
That's wild.
It's insane.
Yeah, with great power, you don't really need responsibility.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think this this part of the volume already has given us a lot to think about, given us a lot of lore and a lot of
Yeah.
context for a lot of things that have been set up for Dressrosa. And we've been seeing, like guys mentioned, like a lot of the layers, and we're also seeing a lot of how that's interconnected. So a lot of things that seemed separate have all been kind of like very intrinsic. So we're kind of getting this whole like view of Dressrosa, where like Violet getting the bird's eye view of Dressrosa. Now we can kind of get like the whole picture as we start to see these things come together. At first, it
Yep.
seemed like they're all separate, and now they're all like actually part of the same plot lines for Dressrosa. There's a lot more to come, but so far, Dressrosa has been very involved and very very fun, but also very tragic. So I like this blend of all these different things going into it, and it really gives us, I think, a very compelling story.
Absolutely.
100%.
All right, but that's going to conclude this week's episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. You can find this episode wherever podcasts are found at We're Reading One Piece podcast.buzzsprout.com or on the YouTube channel at We're Reading One Piece. This is a spoiler-free channel too, where we have recorded the podcast. If you're new to the series, you can visit the channel there. You can also find me and this podcast on my YouTube channel at Barking Codex for more One Piece content. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can reach us at werereadingonepiece@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from listeners, so if you're enjoying the show or if you have any suggestions on how we can make it better, let us know. Also, I'd like to hear from listeners. If you guys are actually listening week to week, let me know. I apologize because I've been a little bit behind on the editing, so I'm not getting the episodes out as consistently. But if I hear feedback that you guys are actively waiting for episodes on a weekly basis, I appreciate hearing that. So yeah, feel free to reach out if you guys are listening as the episodes are coming out. But anyway, next episode we'll be finishing Volume 73, Operation Dressrosa, S.O.P. I've been Joel, and I've been joined by Evan
Thanks for listening.
and Cody.
What does it mean? What does the acronym mean? I don't stupid
SOP.
Mingo Man song, but like I just want to know the acronym now.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find out next time.
Spider of
Pain.
power. I don't know.
All right, well, be sure to bring on all hopes and dreams, and we'll see you on the next episode.